Hi, this is Arnel Mendoza of GCF Batangas. Join me in today's Devo on video. Today we shall look at verses 3 and 4. It says, "When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, what is man that you are mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you would care for him?" God's creation is glorious as it is. But in these verses and in the succeeding ones, we can see how a majestic God regards lowly man, who is merely part of his creation. Verse 3 refers to the heavens with the moon and the stars which God has set in place. Have you ever looked at the heavens on a clear night and tried to count all the stars in the sky? Have you ever marveled at how and why God has set the moon and the stars in the sky? A constellation is a star group that forms a pattern or shape based on the position and the brightness of the stars when viewed from Earth. They have been and still are useful today in that they help stargazers and astronomers recognize specific stars in the night sky. Probably the constellations are less important today than they were in ancient times. Then, they were used as a calendar so that the people would know what crops to plant and when to harvest them. They were also used for navigation because they hold fixed positions at certain times of the year. Sailors could use them to determine their latitude in a vast sea. Just imagine how many sailors have been guided by these stars as they traveled across the oceans. Now, let me just put verse 3 in another perspective. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA, spends billions of dollars just to send astronauts to the moon or one of the planets, or just to set up a space station to study these stars. NASA's goal in astrophysics is to discover how the universe works, explore how it began and evolved, and search for life on planets around the stars. Our Milky Way is just one of the billions of galaxies in the universe. And in one of these galaxies, there are at least 100 billion stars, and on average, each star has at least one planet orbiting it. Have you ever imagined the gravity of NASA's work? Of the amount of time and money they are spending just to study one of these heavenly bodies? Niisip ko lang, no, baka naman mag-second coming na hindi pa tapos ang trabaho nila. Having a glimpse of the enormity of God's heavenly creation, what could have been the reason why He has placed His affection for man? In Genesis 1:26, God says, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." Having the image or likeness of God simply means that we were made to resemble God. It does not mean that Adam resembled God in having flesh and blood. John 4 verse 24 says that God is spirit and therefore exists without a body. However, Adam's body did mirror the life of God insofar as it was created in perfect health and it was not subject to death initially. Humans are unique among all of God's creations in that we both have a material body and an immaterial soul or spirit. The image of God refers to the immaterial part of humanity. God has set us apart from the animal world and makes us fit for the dominion that God intended us to have over the earth. It is a likeness mentally, morally, and socially, which no other creation has. And in this likeness, we are able to understand God and His Word, commune with Him every day, and afford Him all the praise that He deserves. Please join me again tomorrow on our Devo on video.